Hello, everybody. Welcome. Rosa Saki Investigator. Hello, huh? Huh? Everybody, welcome. Rosa Saki Investigator. Hello, huh? So, wow. How everybody? So, wow. Wow, Jess, I didn't realize she's in Washington State, which is a place where right, there have been a lot of cases, right? So, wow. Wow. Can hear? I guess you guys, you say, can you hear? Okay. If you have any problems, okay. I think it's okay. Yeah, okay. So come here. Okay. So wow, it was a beautiful day today, no? It was very very calm, I thought. Very calm. Very calm, I thought. No? It's calm today. So okay, so so it's funny because I've been listening to I had basically all day today I had CNBC on in the background, okay? So I've been listening basically. I've been listening to it. So it's kind of, it's interesting, okay? And wow. Wow. And actually, I kind of do like watching CNBC, not watching or listening, but watching CNBC, okay? It's interesting sometimes because, I know a lot of people think like Wall Street is just like a speculation, but a lot of it, if you, I worked at Citi, right? Like long story. So when I worked there, I had a very low end job, but when you have access to the system, they publish a lot of really interesting research papers on, so there's a lot of things that, so banks, most of the big banks have their what's called the research department, okay? So they don't really make investments, but they create all this research material for all the people that work. Long story, it's complicated to explain. So there's so many interconnected, like what do you call it? Geopolitical issues. All of this involves, makes people, it's like you have to use all of those events in order to make to make assessments. So it's just interesting from the guys, I thought it was fascinating to listen to, not, oh my God, not CNBC, because, a lot of it was fascinating so I have to tell you so many reasons, but one of them is like people would say it. People said, and guys, the thing is CNBC, obviously business people watch it, okay? So then the guy literally said, he said, Russia, he said Igor Sechin, which is the guy, I'll talk about him later on, but I thought it was just fascinating because a lot of the credible finance people, they generally very emotionless. They just say it. They're not afraid. They just say it. They're like, okay, well, what happened is Russia is doing this and that. They want to destroy the U.S. shale oil industry, and so that's why they did it. Da, da, da. So it's like nobody's is tiptoeing around it, okay? Because if it was like Trump's, I bet if it was with Trump, he can't say it, right? Because guys, think about it. How the hell? I have to ask this question actually. How the hell do these people, coming out of an impeachment where they were like praising Russia to the skies, like saying how great Russia is, how bad Ukraine is? Russia comes around and you see it on CNBC, which is again a channel that is not really about politics; it's about like business, and they interview all kinds of people all throughout the day, different like analysts or all kinds of people, just some analysts, research analysts, people who manage your hedge funds, salespeople, all kinds of different types of people in finance, okay? So you have a wide variety of opinions, okay? So it was just like really interesting to watch and to see, because then I saw there was a guy, I don't know, remember their names, okay, because I don't really watch it very often, and they usually interview people who are specialists in that particular set of stocks. So there was the one guy who was a specialist in Russia, and clearly he didn't want to say it. It was so obvious because it was like, no, it's too early to say. Don't worry about it. Like he didn't want to. The guy was clearly pretending. The way he was phrasing things was like he didn't want to say that the market, guys. And again, okay, obviously I'm not, I'm not making because in the bank you're supposed to say like all this stuff is like when you say something like, okay, I'm not making investment, this is not investment advice, okay, I'm not qualified, I don't have a seriously okay, so I'm just saying, this is my opinion, personal opinion, okay, that 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 basically I think this market is done. Okay. That's my feeling. This is, and we have to look into Texas, guys, because I'm concerned. I really am concerned about the people of Texas. I'm concerned about people in, I was looking up the areas. So south, something new, there's parts of New Mexico, Western Texas. Okay. There's a lot of parts of the country where there's a big oil economy and shale economy. Okay. So it's just, it's, you know, guys, it's very serious. Okay, I like to understand what's going to happen, because, you know, guys, no matter what, okay, this is a fact. Okay, no matter what happens, if they go back up, the prices go back up, I think it's going to be extremely hard for this, there's going to be some sort of, even if it's mild, on the best case scenario, it's a mild effect, there will be some sort of effect on states, like, guys, a lot of red states, Oklahoma, let's focus maybe Oklahoma, Texas, and some other ones, but the states where this is a big part of the economy, like North Dakota, for example. Okay, so then, guys, you know, so then I have to, oh my god, I don't even know where to start, guys. You know, I don't know if you want, do you want to hear this, like, the explanation? Do you want to hear, because I feel sometimes that I get insecure that it's too technical, if it's boring. I don't know if it's boring for you. You know what I mean? Tell me, okay, then I can move on to a different topic. But I just feel like it's important to understand what's going on from a numerical perspective, you know, from structurally, and why this is complicated. Okay, I don't know if you do some waiting here, if you don't mind, okay, because I think we need to you need to understand the background of this. Yeah, okay, so basically, okay, so as you know, as I already talked about yesterday, and you can read it in the news, they were talking about it, like I said, is this fight between Russia and Saudi Arabia, and how the Russians are trying to punish the US for sanctions, okay, Rosneft sanctions. Okay, so that's part one. Now, the problem with this market, okay, especially the fracking market, is that there are several things here. Okay, it's not profitable. Okay, so in other words, and I don't know if you know this, guys, the difference, okay, I remember somebody was saying something like, oh, so that means the stock of the Saudi, or it's like, the price of oil has nothing to do with, it's not a stock, it's a commodity, right? So what happens with the commodity is that it's like, for example, it's just like commodities or stuff. It could be like cotton. Cotton is a commodity, okay, for example. So remember how this is maybe a good example, tragic example. Remember how, like, what happened in the South and in the 19th century in American slavery, when the price of cotton went down, how tragic it was. Cotton was a commodity. So in other words, the same way that oil is a commodity. Okay, so what happens is, when the price of a commodity is like, is very, very dominated by supply and demand. Okay, so it's not, I mean, I'm sure that there's some ways in which it could be, you know, like what OPEC does, right, is that the organization of the oil producing countries, right, is that sometimes it decides to halt production to sustain the prices. Okay, so then what happens, so like I said, like I was saying this, right, so what happens is, when the prices are very low, the price of the actual crude is too low for production. So what happens, the thing about fracking that is different and unique is that it's very expensive to extract it. It's so expensive that it's not worth it. Okay, it's not worth extracting. So there's a lot of places, they were saying, you know, in Texas, for example, and so somebody was asking on the CNBC show, you know, they were saying, well, you know, Exxon and you know, big companies, Exxon and what is it called, the other one, I forgot, those big oil companies, they'll be okay because they have, you know, they have a structure that will sustain it. But there's a lot of, the 1/3 of the market is small producers, guys. So they were saying that, and someone asked, so how come there's no consolidation? Why is it that those companies don't consolidate? And they're like, because they have a lot of debt in their balance sheet, and the commodity is not worth it anymore. It's not worth, like, it's worthless. It's not worthless, but it's like I was saying, it's like the price of getting it, of extracting it and refining it, whatever it is too expensive. It makes it, it's not worth it. So they were saying, so in other words, on top, so that's the problem. The basic problem is that it's not profitable. And because commodities, like I was saying, it has a lot to do with supply and demand. When everybody found oil and it's so easy to find, and you know, it's going to drive the prices down. Okay, so You know what I mean? So again, commodities are very affected by supply and demand. And so, like I said, so then they were saying the other thing that is very important, okay, is that what happened is that it was like it's a bad combination of events. So then what coronavirus does is that it automatically lowers the demand. So you have an oversupply and lack of demand. It's a terrible combination, okay? It's a terrible combination. So you have too much oil that drives the prices down. And now with coronavirus, it dramatically decreased the demand. Because I was reading that Saudi Arabia, for example, 20% of their oil exports, okay, 20% of oil exports from Saudi Arabia go to China. So let's say something happens to China, think about it. There's something very serious, okay? So anyways, so this is it. And so like I said, so then we have the situation. Now pause, let's pause that. So we have the low price, too much, like too low demand, and too many people selling it, okay? So then let's pause on that. There's another element of this, which I think, and people were saying, not everybody was saying, but that's the underlying assumption here, I think. I don't know that people said it necessarily directly, but the problem with all these you know how there was this they call it the shale boom, right? All these, like in the last 10 years or so, there's all the boom of these companies, okay? So what happened is that it was fueled by debt, because after the financial crisis, the price of you know, it was became because of this, the crisis, I think credit was a little bit, I forgot exactly, guys, but basically it's easier to borrow now. It became easier to borrow. So then people would find, they would be able to basically get indebted, companies get indebted so that they would finance the exploration of the oil, and then they would pay back, so theoretically. And then, you know, this has been the parallel to this, the US economy, the price of credit is very low for companies, relatively speaking. So it's okay for you to continue to borrow money from banks to finance the operations. And then, guys, what then ends up happening, what I was reading about, is that the sad thing is that there's private equity. Okay, so then companies are bought and sold to each other, and their balance sheets are loaded with debt. That's private equity. Okay, so they put debt in their balance sheets, and they keep selling, repackaging. Okay, and the companies. So in other words, who makes money from these companies? It's the investors. When they buy, they sell, and they put the balance sheet. But the companies themselves are zombies. Okay, they don't really make enough money to sustain their actual businesses, and that is the problem. Okay, so because, you know what I mean? Because in other words, hi Audrey, it's come to explain the situation. Let me just finish the explanation. So in other words, what happens is that anyway, the companies, like I said, as businesses, they can't sustain themselves. Okay, as businesses, they're unprofitable. Okay, so then what happens usually, the credit markets are the last to be affected. So what usually happens in recessions is that companies start not being able to pay off their debt, and they declare bankruptcy. So then as they declare the bankruptcy, the price, people start not being able to get debts. I'm sorry, to get to refinance their companies, and everybody goes down. So who suffers, guys? In the end of the day, it's the small people who work for these companies, because a lot of times the chief executive, they already made money when these companies are sold and resold. But the smaller people in the companies, they suffer, and the local banks, whoever is holding the bag, usually local banks, because CNBC was explaining that the big banks don't have that much debt. They're not that holding that. It's 5% of the. It's a lot still. 5%. They're estimating because these companies have been borrowing so much money, right? So 5% of big banks may be underwater because of this if these companies go down. But they're saying it's almost certain that they will. Okay. And that's and they were saying, which something very interesting here. So then Jeffy asked, the same as 2008. They're saying the difference. That's what, and I think, guys, in a way, I don't know what's worse, okay, but they're saying the difference now is that the people that over borrowed are the corporations, not the people. In 2008, what happened is that the people were over leveraged, right? They had borrowed too much money, but now it's the corporations that are over leveraged. And since you have, like I said, a credit market that is usually very, very positive to companies, change. Okay. So that's the problem. That's what I was saying. Like, and that's what is going to. So in other words, guys, let's say my sense is this is not from a psychic level, okay, but it's just a kind of a intellectual, analytical level. What is very likely to happen is that in 2-3 years down the line, there's going to be economic depression in the towns that have these companies, where these companies are based, okay? Because like I was saying, the employees, the coffee shop, whoever, you know how, you know what I mean, guys? Because what happens with, economy, as you know, is sustained by everyday people, right? So you know what I mean? So then the person loses their job, they can't go out for dinner, and they can't go to the movies. You know what I'm talking about? And then you add the coronavirus situation to it, okay? So, but I think it's going to take a little while until we see the true reality of these companies in these towns. You know what I mean? So that's why this is the thing. It doesn't make sense. Okay, I'll talk for hours, but okay. So that's the story. So in other words, what ends up happening is that what's going to really happen is I think the the outer circles, okay? In other words, I think it's the communities that are connected to these companies, where people, basically the people that are employed by these companies, and the banks that lent money to these companies, especially smaller banks that don't have enough deposits to cover, okay? You know what I mean? Okay. So you know what I mean? So that's the complication, okay, for this. As ultimately, okay, no matter who wins the battle of the prices, no matter what, these companies are so unprofitable that they can't hold it over, okay? And the woman's like, yeah, this is the reason why nobody wants to buy these companies, because they're unprofitable, and it was just a financial game, okay, for people who are buying and selling companies, not for the business itself, okay? So you know what I'm saying? So okay, so anyway, so that's the story, okay? And I think, the sad thing, guys, I feel like about the fracking, I could ask, will they ban fracking? But what I think is actually ultimately very sad is that it wasn't even worth the money. That there was a lot of speculation related to this fracking thing, and at the end of the day, that's what I saw yesterday, right? Is that it may not turn out to be profitable at all. I'm not saying that if it's profitable, it's worthwhile, but can you imagine, like, people go through, they damage their communities, they do all these awful things, and then it turns out that they all go bankrupt. That's, but because I think that's ultimately that seems to to end up being, that maybe the scenario here, okay? So that's the story, okay, about the what's happening, okay? So then Lindsay had left a comment. She said that, and I just checked it. So apparently, Trump administration is already thinking of like bailouts for them, right? I don't know exactly the details, but it's like, and coincidentally, guys, I was just listening to books about the financial crisis, because I said I was in it for a little bit, so I don't remember things the way, the linear way, okay? So yeah, I know, because, oh, by the way, guys, if you want to find out about this, please read the book by Rachel Maddow, Blowout. That's why I read it, okay? I listened to it, basically. That's why, because Jess is saying fracking has caused earthquakes in Oklahoma. Exactly. That's what it talks a lot about, these earthquakes in Oklahoma, different places. Okay. So it's just a very destructive thing that it ultimately, like, ended up not being profitable, in the end, right? There's a lot of speculation. People want to make a lot of money, but they destroy everything. Nobody wins in the end. Okay. I think this is the sad reality here, is it wasn't even worth it. Okay. They destroy everything for what? Okay. So, okay. So I'm gonna get started. Okay, now, guys, I just had an explanation of what's happening at the market. Okay, so I like to ask, what for the thankful before the light, huh? Coming on top of my head, huh? As I breathe, I feel my lungs. As I breathe out, step into it. I feel protected. I feel connected. I like to ask that information come only from the highest sources. Only the highest sources. That they create the good, huh? And only the good for the good people, the good for the good people. So, guys, okay, so just a quick comment here. Jeffy said, I hope they all go broke. Trump too. Like I said, in a way, I don't hope that, like, I just feel for the communities. You know what I mean? You have to remember, guys, the discourse of, like, oh, I hope these companies will crash. At the end of the day, the sad thing is that these companies have a lot of employees, and there's a relative small number of people who make the money, and so these are the ones that they're going to suffer. and they're the ones I think about, you know. So sometimes they say, well, I hope the company goes broke. I don't know, you know, because people are going to suffer. It's a real lives, the real families, real parents, you know. So that's, you have to think about it. This is why I'm seriously worried about it. Okay. So I want to look into it. Okay. So, okay. And how, because, you know, guys, and also those are red states. Okay. So, and usually, as you know, red states have a lot less infrastructure than blue states. Okay. So, you know, so serious. Okay. Okay. So okay, so then okay, then the other thing, guys, I was singing the song. You know who somebody put their hand on my head. It was Boris Miniature. He was like singing and dancing. Okay, so no, but I agree. Justice, of course. Okay, but then okay. Oh my, yeah, but I don't know, guys. I don't know, because, you know. Anyway, I read the book about the financial crisis with the details. Like I said, I don't remember it linearly, so the book was helpful, and it was a really great book. It's called Too Big to Fail by Andrew Sorkin. It's really great. It was an audiobook I was listening. So anyway, so so he was saying it was really interesting because the way there was, obviously the whole thing was about the bailout, who gets to be bailed out or not. And it turns out it was a terrible thing for Bush, the bailout, okay, of the companies, because, you know. And then a lot of people were saying, and, you know, this is funny that I'm like actually really liking CNBC, because a lot of people went there and said, look, you need to help these people who work. They were saying, even talk about the coronavirus, you need to have these emergency funds for people who work as waitresses, that were, you know, they have these jobs, like not unrelated to the, talking to about coronavirus, because, guys, that's the danger. Okay, that is saying that if we have a recession, it's going to be a service-based recession. So a lot of people who are waiters, who are like have service jobs, what are they going to do? They work hourly jobs. Okay, what are they going to do? So they had to talk about how those people need help. And then because I was listening to it so much, right? That's the only thing I was watching. And then to turn it off, and then he read that the Trump administration is not even thinking about those people. They are only thinking about that is wrong. That is totally wrong. You should think about the people that work, like even now, in jobs that are going to be affected by the coronavirus, and those are the ones that suffer the most. Okay, so okay, so you know, so this is the thing. This is the thing. Okay, okay, so this is the thing. Let me just ask directly, actually, since we asked this question. So is the Trump administration going to try to sort of bail out? Just say the Trump administration. Are they going to do a bailout? So this is interesting, guys. You know, it's so interesting. So what I see Trump saying, "No, we're gonna do a bailout. Yeah, we're gonna do it." And then he's like that, like he's acting basically. Okay, he's saying this, and then there's these people in this, you know, they're all kind of, they don't. It's like they're all totally clueless. Okay, and then it also says that the reason why he's saying it is because he wants, guys, this is, I'm so sick of it. I'm just like, I can't. He's saying that the reason why he wants to do it, okay, is to cover up for Putin. Because really, I'm so sick of it. It's like he knows that this, okay, what happened here? Putin decided to do something, okay, his allies or whatever, Putin, really, to harm, because this was a verge, this is not secret. He wanted to harm American companies. So then he does something. So the same thing, guys, the same thing about that happened with what is it called? You know, the farmers, right? The farmers. So the same thing. They want to hurt. They want to, oh, just give them some money so they could be quiet for a while. You know what I mean? So they don't. So you don't see what's really happening. That's his concern. But at the same time, I see he's like, oh, he's like thinking about this, and then this image of the trapdoor again. He falls into a hole and leaves. Okay, and so they, because, you know, they're totally, because I see him going this direction. I think somebody else in his administration was like walking like a robot in a different direction. They don't know what to do. They're totally lost. There's no leadership there. Okay, so 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 this is it. Okay, so that's the situation. So does he give? Okay, so he and people are observing, they're watching, and then he's like, oh, I know I'm gonna do, and then he's gone. Okay, and then Nancy, I think Nancy Pelosi. This is, guys, what's so sad. We've seen this movie, the same movie, use the same movie that we see. Okay, that we've seen it the last time, the same movie. The people, like the Republicans, crush the economy, and then a woman, I'm sorry, the Democrats come in to rescue. This is like, we should have a, like, this is wrong. I'm so tired of this. Don't you think it's so tiring? It's so predictable that they always do this. It's like a Republican comes in, and then, like, and then we have to fix it, and that's what it shows. That then, and then he's like, oh, and then Nancy comes into the stage and pushes him away, and then something gets done once she's in. Okay, so is exhausting because it's so predictable. Okay, very exhausting to me. And and this is what I was saying, guys. I do think he goes. Okay, the administration goes, but it's not as if he was doing anything. Okay, because I was listening to the book, guys. The book about the, at least the guy who was there. At least there were some people working. You may not have agreed with them, but there's people behind the scenes really working to try to do something. Okay, this time there's nothing. They just talk. They really don't do anything. Okay, so it's exhausting. It's just exhausting. Okay, so this is it. That's what I think is going to happen again. Nancy's going to come in, say May, she's going to do something in May. They're saying in May there's going to be a thing. Okay, so I'm just so tired of this, and I think, what, guys, I know this is not it's not something that Democrats tend to do, but they have to do it a little bit. It's not propaganda, but it's like every day they have to remind the American public that the Republicans screw us over all the time. All the time. Okay, so, well, Cheryl's saying May, but I'm saying, guys, if this is not immediate. Okay, May, yeah, okay, I'm not here to tell you what you want to hear. Okay, so let me pop out because, you know what I mean. That's not what I do. This is what I'm telling you. I'm telling you, May. If you like it, don't like it, that's not, it's up to you. Okay. So let me just like pop out because I don't, this is like not what I understand. It's like, you're not, but it's just like, okay. So what I'm, guys, things are, they have to decide things. They have to look at, this is just the first day of the thing. This is today, guys. This is why it's scary. Today is the first day of this huge dip of the oil price. Just think about it. It's the beginning. Okay, it's the beginning. By the time the things that happened last time, there was already bankruptcy. Like, it took a while for things to this is why it's scary. It's the beginning of the dip of the oil prices, the first day. Just the first day. So obviously it's not, okay, I know, but anyway, so this is what I'm saying, guys. Okay. Okay, so this is what I'm saying. So anyway, so I'm just like, I feel like I said, I do think it accelerates. I think Trump has to go. Hopefully he's gonna go. Okay. Now, that's the story. I think there's going to be some sort of package. Yes, it's going to be more beneficial to workers. Yes, I think there's going to be something in place. But it's just like right now, the government is useless, and the guy is, because what's the other thing, guys? It shows here that Trump, the administration is a theater. It's theater. Okay, it's not reality, and so he's very. How do we explain this? It's like he's all about appearances, and he wants to be reelected. So for him and his administration to admit that there is a crisis, to them, they can't. They have to create the lie that because, guys, that's what's happening in Russia, right? Like, Putin is a liar. Like, he lies to his population all the time. It's constantly, that's what he does. He lies. He's always lying about what's going on. So that's what Trump. No, just tell them. I'll make something up. But he can't do it. Like, here it's not the same. He doesn't control the media as much. Okay, so so this is the thing. It's even worse, is that he's much more concerned with the appearances of the administration than he is about, this is the same thing with the coronavirus. He doesn't want to tell people the truth. He wants to, like, say that everything is great all the time. He's better than Obama. Democrats are terrible. He's great. I'm so great. I'm so great. But you're not. No, I'm great, right? I'm great. And it's like, I'm sorry, we need more maturity. We need, like, actual leadership. Okay, so okay, so that's the story. So that's what I think. Okay, so in terms of like a bailout. Okay, so some sort of bailout. Okay, Okay, so the guys are okay. Let me just go back here to the list. Okay, so to make sure, okay, so I talked about the fracking boom, debt markets. Okay, so my God, I'm talking, guys, to you here, looking at the questions, and I see on the corner of my eye here is Boris. Boris is Boris. I know you did not see me today, didn't ask, huh? But I'm here today. Yeah, I'm here. He's like a little cartoon, like he's dancing, like with his outfit. He's like a short, stocky guy dancing with his suit. Okay, so 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 like he's like dancing, and then he's like, he has the puppet thing, those the puppet. He's not telling, oh yeah, Trump is the puppet. He has the thing that with the little chords, that somebody playing with the puppet, and then who's the puppet? Is Trump. Puppet. So he's just a puppet that was, oh my God, he's basically telling me, like, all he does is speak the lines. He's an actor. He lives his dream of being an actor. Oh yeah. It's like none most of the things he says, may sound crazy, but the Russians are telling him what to say. And when he doesn't have the script, he doesn't know where he is. Okay, he doesn't know where he is. Okay, so this is it. Once you lose, you cut the cord. There's nothing, there's no there. Okay, it's all about a facade. And they say, she told me, look at Putin is very happy with him because he's a perfect clown. Perfect. He put clown in the White House. Yeah, put clown. So so okay, Boris. So tell me, what do you see in terms of like what's coming about Fort Is he gonna go? Is it going? First of all, I want to know: is he gonna go? Is Nancy coming? What's gonna happen with this oil situation? Okay, Boris, tell us. It's funny. He's saying the same thing. He said, "Well, kick him, Rose." I see. He puts him. He crushes Trump into a soccer ball, and he's like, kick him, kick him, kick him. So that's it. Kick him. Okay. So kick him, Rose. Okay. So yeah, he's gonna kick him. He's like this, crush him. Like a can, you crush a can or something. But he crushed him, turn into a ball, kick him out. So, but what is gonna? How is he gonna leave? What is Rose? You know it. You said it the other day. Say it. I know. You know. I know. I don't need to tell you. You know it. But really, he's saying. But the thing is, Trump doesn't have the support of Russia. This is true. This is true. I do not like Putin, but he did it. He did it. He did it. Congratulate him for having pig as president. Good for him. No have bacon president. Very funny. And he's actually, it's funny, but like, hello, pig, bacon and blanket. What is it? What is it? Pig and blanket. That's it. At him, pig and blanket, pig and blanket. Yeah. So, so he's saying, okay. So what else? Okay, Boris. No, but really, he's like, yeah, it's gonna be kind of crazy when he goes. Yeah, he's saying the same thing. He's just explaining the thing about the helicopters leaving or whatever. So, but he's saying, in other words, he's kind of saying when Putin decides to let go of Trump, then and to do these things, okay, then it becomes harder for Trump because in other words, Trump doesn't have a center, and it's other people telling him what to do. So if he doesn't know, like, does it make sense? If he doesn't have somebody to tell him what he should say, somebody he trusts, okay. So this is, you know what I mean. So this is okay. So next. So then what? Yeah. So then he's lost, and everybody's like there, and he's saying he showed me the same image I saw before. Trump like this. Oh, we're gonna have a bailout. Yeah. It goes a different direction. There's another person kind of far. There's no direction. Okay, there is no direction. Okay, no direction. Okay, so this is it. Okay. So next. Okay, so yeah, so he has to go. Okay, so how is the situation going to resolve itself with not so it's IBM, MBS, and Putin? How they're arm wrestling, and there's an industry here, and there's the GOP. What's going to happen? What do you see happening? What was the saying? Go up and go down. Interesting. So then, because it's saying that the Russians, they're saying like they like to manipulate. This is a dream of manipulating the markets, doing these crazy things, affecting. But then it's kind of like he's saying, he's showing me like a graph, okay, that it goes down, goes up, goes down, and it starts to go down so dramatically. that it's not worth it for Putin anymore. He's gonna lose. He is gonna lose. Okay, he is gonna lose. So what is it, what's going to happen to Putin now, as a consequence of this in general, regardless of whether it's Saudi Arabia or whoever. Interesting, guys. It's so funny. Oh wow, it's a beautiful. Oh, so interesting. So the images shows. I they, like back in the day, they used to have these video games that had the is that joystick? The thing that you do like this. Okay, so Putin, it shows Putin as a tiny person with a joystick. It's a computer game for him. It's like a video game. So then it was a joystick. He's like playing this game, and then it shows a huge man behind him. In other words, it shows how small he really is. He's a tiny person, and for him, it's all a video. It's all a game. Okay. So then it shows that it was like he wanted to create, just like in a way like Trump, created this alternative reality that made Russia look like that it was much bigger than it is. It's like his maker up to Russia. It is sad. It's sad because people could suffer, could be hungry. Okay. So no, okay. So Joan, I don't, to be honest, guys, I don't care. Like, this is not the question about what happens to him, like he dies. This is not the point. This is not relevant right now. What is relevant, what I want to know is, like, how is Russia going to exit the world stage? Because they're causing a lot of harm, as we know, right? So it doesn't matter how he dies. I already looked into it. Okay. The point that I want to make here is that I want to know how they're disrupting a lot of things. Okay. And like, I don't see the comments because it's complex, that it's complicated, but anyway, so he shows that he's a small person, and the Russian economy is bad. Okay, so how is this? How is he? Because he's a troll, he's a bully, he's. In other words, what he's saying is that he's bigger. I'm sorry, he's acting like he's much bigger than what he actually is, and that interesting that he's actually a small man who wants to act like he's a bigger man than he really is. Okay, so that is all about appearances. Okay, so then what happens is, like, his pocket is like burning through his pocket. This is gonna be a problem because so then how does this end? Cutting. I think they're gonna block Russian oil. Essentially, it's gonna get worse. This is the thing, guys. Those Russian people, not obviously not Russian regular people, but those types of people like Putin, they try to force people. It's like a mob tactic, extortion. Okay, and this, guys, is something I want to talk about. The thing with the Ukraine, what happens is they're very used to doing this. They try to force countries into doing business with them. They start to control the oil business in a certain country, and they shut it down as a means to, like, blackmail countries and stuff like that. So this is similar to what he's trying to do, except that it's going to backfire. It's going to backfire because they're going to start running out of money. Okay, they're going to start running out of money. Okay, and then the other thing that she said, guys, that I want to tell you, actually, it's not about the reading here, not what I'm saying exactly, but in the book of Rachel Maddow I talked about, called Blowout, she actually talked a lot about this guy Igor Sechin, who's the head of Rosneft, because CNBC was talking about him. He's the head of Rosneft, and in the book, Rachel Maddow talks a lot about how this guy Igor Sechin he never knew anything about oil, and he is a gangster. Like, literally, he's basically a gangster who Putin gave him Rosneft, and he started to, like, and he's basically, she said something to the effect that he's doing the wrong. All he does is think in terms of short-term profit, and that Putin had I don't know if he killed the other guy. There was another. Do you know if you remember this? There was another person, another Russian who had. Was it something Yukon? I think is used to be called Yukon. Okay. It was this other Russian company, and she was saying that it was actually a very good company. It was well run. They had a good technology, but they arrested the owner just out of spite, to kill competition. And that this Rosneft company is basically, like, burns through cash, and that's the company that basically does all the oil, pretty much all the oil of Russia. Okay, and that is, I'm saying, so it's showing that it's gonna backfire, and they're not gonna. And the problem is because this guy. So let me just say something else here that I think is relevant. So what Putin is doing, and CNBC was saying, is that this crisis is not an economic crisis, it's a political crisis. So the reason why they wanted to halt production, I'm sorry, not halt production, he wanted to do it his own way. It's a political thing. So Putin uses the oil business as a means to extort other countries. Okay, so that's what he was saying. He was doing it just out of spite, and I think he's going to lose the gamble because it's much smaller. Okay, so that's the story now. Okay, So okay, so then how is this going to force, because this is, guys, what we really want here in terms of Russia. I don't care how he, that's not the point. The point is now is how is Russia going to get, like, I don't want their sticky fingers on our election. Okay. How is Russia going to be, how are we going to, because okay guys, I'm sorry, but it's sort of like a terrorist state or whatever you call it. Okay. They only exist to troll people, to create harm. Like they're just they're just like an infection. Okay. I'm sorry. Like it's just, okay, they just constantly do this to harm countries, and we're tired of this. We are all tired of this bullshit. Okay. This is what I want to know. I don't care how he dies, but it's not the point. The point is now, like, how the hell are we going to get rid of these people? Okay. How is this going to end? Okay. You know what I'm saying? Sorry, just like closing some things here. Okay. Because just to make sure. Okay. So, so how the hell are we going, you know what I'm saying? It's hard to understand. Okay. I hope. Okay. Is that this? Okay. Okay. Oh, that's right. Okay. So how are we going to get rid of, like, how are we, you know what I mean? Okay. So how are we going to get, how is Russia, how are we going to stop Russia from interfering in everything? Okay. They just should stick to their lane. This is stick to your lane, bitch. You know, that's it. Stick to your lane. How are we going to get to do that? How is this going to happen? Cutting the pipeline. Oh, that's right. Guys, I have to tell you something. Cut the pipeline, bitch. Cut the pipeline. Cut the pipeline. Wow. Wow. You know, guys. Oh, you know what it is? Oh, you know what it is? It's so interesting. It's telling, because, okay, so the reason, if you read the articles I linked yesterday, okay, it talks about how this guy, Igor Sechin, who's the gangster there, okay, the head of Rosneft, okay. So this guy, okay, basically he's saying, like, so they were saying, so the reason why they were doing this is because the US had done the sanctions against Rosneft, okay, number one. And then number two, so they wanted to harm the US. It's like a political decision to harm the US businesses, okay? And so then what happened when, so they wanted to lower, like they were then going to lower the prices of oil and then try to gain market share, right? Because there was a sanction with this pipeline that was going to go, I think, through Germany or something called Nord 6. It was this pipeline they were working on, right? So then there was a sanction and they couldn't do it, something like that. Okay. So then they do the thing and they do it without Saudi Arabia. Okay. So they decide, okay, bye, I don't care, whatever. So then MBS gets so mad and he decides to fight Russia and lower the price so that Saudi Arabia can get the market share. And that's what happens. I think that ultimately Saudi Arabia is going to gain the market share. You know why, guys? Because Saudi Arabia, for all its faults, and as you know, I love MBS. I calling him Jarda said, Garla, you can have him for today. No. Imagine it's like, imagine, okay, guys, this is going to be terrible. I'm sorry, it's not a joke, but I was like, if I go to Saudi Arabia, I return as a piece of steak. Oh, here's, do you like a rosy steak? No, go and never return. Anyway, so basically it says that the reason why Saudi Arabia is going to be able to withstand this is because Saudi Arabia has OPEC. Okay, they have other oil producing countries that they can work as a team. Again, the importance of team play. We work together, team. So these countries, they have a lot more experience in being exclusive oil countries. Okay, and then Boris is like, oh, yeah, it's true. So they are, and they are not afraid of Putin, because guys, this country is like so afraid of Putin, like, bitch, shut your mouth. They don't, because, guys, like I said, Saudi Arabia is not just rich, but it's the only, like, it's like they've been doing that for a long time. The guy's a king and he doesn't take shit from people, you know what I'm saying? And it's said, the other thing, I forgot where I read it, okay? Where I read it, that said that MBS wanted Putin to join in the halting the production so badly that he had his father, the other king, call Putin directly with him on the same call, and that Putin didn't care. He was not going to change his mind. Okay, so they tried everything. So then when he didn't do it, this is what I think. I think there's going to be some sort of deal with Europe and China, whatever. I think they're going to dramatically lose market share. Okay, because I think, okay, guys, seriously, Saudi Arabia has problems, obviously, as we know. But if you had to choose between taking oil from Saudi Arabia or Russia, especially if you are in Europe, and Russia is right in your backyard, Okay, Russia's right now. Would you rather? I would think it's a much better idea to take our oil from Saudi Arabia, because, like I said, Saudi Arabia is like they just care about selling their oil. Okay, they're not gonna be try to like invade your country or something like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't think So you know what I'm saying? So that's it. Like that's what I think. I think Saudi Arabia was gonna elbow out Russia out of those marketplaces, and they're gonna, you know what I'm saying? That's what I think is going to happen, because that who is basically who wins the conflict: Saudi Arabia and the other countries connected with Saudi Arabia, because they are more professional. Okay, and it's saying that it's saying for some reason Russia is not as like, because they're just not as professional. They haven't been doing it for as long as the other countries. Okay, and like I said, people got tired of Putin. Okay, and that's it. I think at the end that Russia could lose the market share. Okay. Okay. So that's how it is. Now, I said, somebody asked here about Turkey. I said before, guys, yesterday I talked about Turkey and Saudi Arabia. So what's going to happen is Turkey going to use it. Okay. Okay. Oh, I want to say something else. I want to say something important about Turkey, actually. I know, guys, I always make these associations, but I think this is true. So I was, of course, on Twitter, and then somebody retweeted something about Marine Le Pen. Marine Le Pen is this right-wing French politician who got money. This is public. Okay, she got financing from Putin to run like an election, far right election in France. So there was a speech by her, and it was like the hashtags of the speech. It was like something like, let's stop there was a Muslim, how they always say there's like a Muslim invasion of Europe or something. Turkey is behind it. It was something like saying that Turkey is bad. Turkey is behind. And I was like, oh, how interesting. Because in other words, Russia, how do you how do you find Russia's sticky fingers on propaganda, right? So since the woman is owned by Russia, she has to say whatever the Russians want to say. So she was saying something really bad about Turkey. And I was like, oh, it makes sense. Because in other words, Russia's relationship with Turkey is terrible. Okay. So, you know what I mean? So I think part of it is indeed that, okay, part of it, okay, 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 so this is it, okay, so this is interesting, okay, so that explains to me, okay, how this explains to me, okay, so, okay, so next here, okay, so yeah, so what will Turkey do? And because, guys, the thing about Turkey, I don't want to get into Turkey because that's not the point. The point is we had a crisis it's very linked to Saudi Arabia and Russia, and that's the main thing. Okay, so this is it. Now that's the story. Okay, so so how Turkey's happy, loves it, because guys, I'm sorry, but what it's gonna sound bad, but it's sort of like a mosquito. They're like mosquitoes. They keep biting at night. They're so annoying everywhere they are. Like, because Turkey's the same thing. The same thing. Oh my God, I'm so annoyed. This thing scratch. They kind of. It's like you get next. It's like an allergy. You develop an allergy to anywhere they go. They just irritate everybody. Minimally irritate. They don't, because like I said, guys, they're kind of it's kind of into this thing that they have, they finance, I think, these people that are like Trump, and I'm sorry, Bernie, I think also. Okay, those people that say, oh, I can do it alone. Alone I can fix it. But increasingly we live in a world where you have to have alliances. The people that want to go it alone, they lose. They just lose. Okay, they lose. Okay, so okay, they lose. Okay, so this is the thing. Okay, so that's the story. I think Turkey is happy with the arrangement, and they're okay. So is NATO going to do something? Is NATO going to get involved? Is going to do something about Putin? Okay, and the situation? Oh yeah, they're saying cutting. If they're cutting Rosneft, guys, they're saying cutting Rosneft. Okay, cutting Rosneft. Okay, all right. Okay, so okay, so this is it. Okay, so all right, so okay, so yeah, so now, given the situation that's going on in Russia and this oil situation and Trump, how are, I said I was looking into it yesterday, but we need to look at it again in more detail. How is this going to affect Russia's interference in our 2020 election? Are they still going to interfere? Have they stopped? When are they going to stop? What are they doing? They're like, they're doing this, guys. They're like washing their hands. They feel like the price is too high this time. And they're saying that the money has been frozen. I think, there's investigations going on. They think the price is too high because the problem with guys with Russia, they don't have a lot of money. And if, their economic stuff has been limited, that they just feel like, why bother to this? Okay, they have a propaganda channel. Yes, propaganda channel. Okay. But they're saying, guys, there's something about it they're saying is not sticking as much as it used to. I feel like it's like we become numb to the propaganda. They're saying they're trying really hard to say that, what's his name, Biden is, how everybody, all the, Jill Stein and Trump and Bernie saying the same thing about Biden, that he's like has a problem, he's sick, he's demented, something like that. Okay. Oh, and you know what, guys? It's telling me that is this classic. You know why they're saying that the Biden is demented? Because they know Trump is demented. That's why I forgot about this detail. You know how they always, when they know something bad is about to come out, they create the other opposite. They attack the opposing person with the thing that the other one has. So because they know Trump does have dementia, they're saying they attack Biden of dementia. Okay, but still nobody cares. They're saying because Trump is, guys, it's almost like, don't you think we do not like this guy? We do not like Trump. We don't like anybody yelling. We don't want it. We don't want this system. We just don't want them. Okay, right? So this is it. They feel like the propaganda is not working so well. Okay, we just don't want it. Then this is the thing, guys. This is an extraordinary time in the world, where, yeah, we know, Biden is not perfect. He's not, we're not expecting necessarily like Obama levels of leadership. Like, he's not necessarily as eloquent, but he's exactly like I said. He's sort of like a vanilla person that we could trust. Okay, that we know he's not. He could be many things. He's not a yeller. Okay, he is not somebody who yells. Okay, so okay, all right, okay. Okay. So all right, so this is it, guys. I'm gonna try to, yeah, I'm gonna continue here. I'm not gonna look. I can't look at comments if it's enough. Okay, just we can move on. Okay, from the same topic. Okay, so okay, so try. I'm gonna focus here on this. Okay, okay, so okay, all right, okay, so how are they? Okay, how are they gonna try to change? Okay, this is the thing. Considering what they did last time with the election, are they going to be able to change the voter numbers? Are they going to be able to do what they did last time? No. They have less hackers, they have less money, I think. But you know what? They transfer the capacity to the guy Pascal, but they were saying the hackers that did the US election were the almost like the top guns. They were the smartest people. And those people, they just don't, it's not available anymore. For some reason, it's not available anymore, or they don't get involved, or like, no, but the price is too high, really. Because, guys, for now, these people haven't been caught, but they will be caught. You know what I'm saying? They'll be caught. Yeah. So, okay. So, everybody involved. Yeah. So they think it's not worth the price because they didn't get, okay. What else are they? When are they, so how are they going to get rid of Trump? They already have, they were feeling like I feel like Trump is, you know, like he's contacting them, like there's people in Trump's camp trying to get some things out of the Russians, the coordination of the Russians. That's right, the programming, the mind thing, but they're just completely hands off in compared to how they were how they helped before. They're saying the Cambridge Analytica, they were just like saying, guys, unfortunately saying this, last time Trump election was a joint operation with Russian military intelligence and some people in the GOP. Okay, so if Russian military intelligence is not being employed to do this stuff, nothing's going to be done. You know what I'm saying? So they just are not going to be doing it like this. And it's saying they're kind of the Russians are like kind of laugh at it. They're like, look at these Americans, like they're so have so much money. But you know what? We did it. We gave the guy the election. They're like, we gave him the election. Now he's bragging. They're saying that's what's most ridiculous about Trump is that he brags about how great he is. He did nothing. We did everything. We did everything. They're saying, okay. So It's true. Okay, so that's it. If they don't show up with the Russian military intelligence, they could. I kind of feel like they could still try to do the bots, which is like the stuff on Twitter, Facebook, whatever. But to the toughest part was to go into the American electoral systems and change things. And they're saying that is the hardest part, and it's hard to find people who can do this and who are coordinated enough. Because as you know, the GOP is a bunch of incompetence. Yeah, every day, every day. So that's what I think. I think they made this side not to do it because because guys, like I said, the problem for them is that if they if Trump is not able to turn everything in their power, like to lift the Rosneft, and people are saying, the problem for Trump now is that he can't do it alone, right? He can't lift the sanctions, then it's not worth the money and the exposure. Okay. So they just kind of let him lose. Okay. At least for now, they let him lose. And they guys, and I see them, I think I've seen them before, dumping information about the Republic. They just may get rid of everything. Once they decide, once the whole thing goes down the drain for real, they may want to show, this will help them look good. Okay. Okay. So, wow. Right. Okay, so this is it. Okay, so this is interesting. Okay. Okay, so okay, let me just see. Let me just ask with cards, okay? Because I feel like, so how what is the depth of the US, I'm sorry, the Russian involvement in the 2020 election? What is the depth, or the, because the guys, now this is the thing, this is what I'm saying. I see the GOP so nervous because they're under, the guys have, like, they're holding them with their, by the balls and everything. Like, I almost wonder if there's sort of suicide. It was just really desperate because they're being pressured to do things, and now, it's like, it's very easy when it's like, oh, it's the Democrats, who cares, Hillary? And now when it hurts their constituents with this oil thing, okay, they don't like us, we're the white people. They don't like white people. I thought they were like white supremacists. Like, they're like, we were white people. You don't do it. We're friends. We're white people together. No, no. I thought you were like white people. Uh, and it's like, they thought they really, this is so funny, guys. These people, they believe it. They really, I do think they believed it. They say, no, this is how you gotta give it to the Russians, guys. They were able. They're very smart. They're cold, and they told them everything they wanted to hear. They got what they wanted, and now, oh, they actually believed it. They believe. Oh, really? They thought they were friends. They like us. Oh, oh. So okay, so because, it's saying, guys, when the harsh stuff drops, they may even make stuff public to harm, to kind of, in a way, to, like, support the public opinion, to make public opinion turn towards Russia. It's just a good thing to show how bad the Republicans are. They just were working for us, which is true. And it's true in a way. Obviously, we cannot stand the, Russian, what they do, whatever. But when you, in the big scope of things, the real criminals here, the worst ones, are the Republicans, because they betrayed their country. The Russian things were just, the Russian people just are doing their job, like trying to, interfere in the country. But the reason why they succeeded is because, why? Oh, because there was the Republicans helping them. Without the Republicans, oh look, oh yeah, look, oh, is that right, guys? Is the election? Are they gonna? Is that right? How they're gonna? Oh, create an ending, judgment upside down, in an offer. Okay. Guys, people are talking here. Create an engine upside down offer. Okay, so, oh. That's right. Look, this is like I told you guys. They're washing their hands. We're not friends anymore. No friends. No friend. Reconciliation upside down. Oh, law upside down. Oh yeah. So there's some legal issues that are gonna happen here. There is not no. Oh, look how good for President. No, very very attractive moments. Look for him. This one. I see beautiful future for them. It's great. Great. Look, very good. Very good. Don't worry about it. Oh, looks great. Looks great. Oh yeah. Yeah. I think. No, I think. So, oh, Man or woman? Yeah, interessante. Fine. Oh, we're living. We live together. We're living. That's right. So the shady meeting. So guys, I think there's gonna be more stuff is gonna be exposed, and I think, oh, oh my God. So yeah. So look, this the judgment upside down. I think it just means that everything is gonna turn against them. Okay, and there's an offer. Okay, there's an offer here, and their offer, the growth connected to, like, in other words, guys, they're connected to the White House, but somebody's, this is a conversation, it's a voice, like somebody's talking, like visual, not just, and as somebody talks, the friendship, like I said, there, my sense that there's some sort of legal case here, guys, that makes it look, it makes it obvious what they've done. Okay, that exposes their there, and that ends everything. Once the stuff is exposed, they will dump the Republicans and Trump. Somebody leaving us doesn't stay long, okay, because the quid pro quo, and they're meeting together, okay. So I find it interesting, okay. So well, okay, so okay, so okay, so okay, yeah, exactly. And I think, guys, but like I was saying, the Republicans, that, first of all, there's several bad not car literally cars, but several bad things that make it hard for Republicans. If the Russians pull out, they're not going to change the votes so easily, okay. B, there's so much more law enforcement around this issue, okay. C is that there's so many more people voting, okay, so many, because it's saying that the difference between Biden is like we're so united. I think the election, Hillary was, whether it's because it was the era or because it was the propaganda that constantly was after. When I watched the documentary about Hillary, they made her to be this evil person for 30 years, so of course her reputation was affected. So she was in some ways a divisive candidate to them, but of course she's much better than Bernie, but still, right? And it seems like right now it's like Bernie Biden is a smooth. Oh, it goes down easily. Okay, Biden. Nobody, everybody's excited about Biden. There's no. I think, guys, there's no. Nobody's pretending. Okay, that he's the best alternative we have, and he's everybody. Not everybody likes him. Like I said, it's not a. I think, guys, like I said, I've come to understand that candidates at this point is about who is your number two pick. Okay, because we all have different preferences, but he's the type of person that people don't hate, and that's a good thing, because with, like I said, as you know, with Bernie, it's like we're, with yeah, the problem with Bernie is like most people really don't like him. They're the ones that like him, like 10%, 50, however much they like him, but most people, when given the chance, they're not going to vote for him. Okay, so whatever. However, I mean, percentages is, there's too many people who find him very unlikable, and that in some ways is actually very positive to, it's a very positive to Biden, because, guys, in a way, okay, I'm just quickly unrelated, but okay, maybe I've already answered this, but I makes me think this. Is Bernie's yelling something that makes people like Biden? I know for me, but in general, is the aggression pointed at at Biden and at all the candidates from the Bernie and his people? Something that counts positively for Joe Biden? Because that's what I'm sensing, guys, that people, like, they just hate it so much they will support Joe Biden just because nobody wants it. Okay, is this true? Oh yeah. No, not again. People are like, not again, not again. They're like, we don't want the same thing where somebody's gonna, that's it. They're like, no, not again, not again. Like, they're like, we don't want, they're saying we don't want another guy who's gonna yell, gonna blame. No, 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 no. People are like, no. So yeah, it makes people like more because the alternative is so awful, that makes people like him more. That's it. So yes, in other words, so when people, Bernie Bros, whatever, are yelling, it's like, great, thank you, keep yelling, keep yelling, keep yelling. So okay, so then conservative. Okay, let's talk about the conservative vote for Biden, because like I said, I think he's going to take all the independents and some of Republicans. So okay, guys, it's saying, it's kind of amazing. It said like there's the quote unquote the Trump base, right? Which is the people who yell like the crazy ones, Trump, Trump. But there's a lot of those conservatives, and it's showing me women, conservative women whose husbands actually like Trump. They secretly pick Joe Biden. When it comes to vote, they're like, oh yeah, I voted for Trump. I did. No, they didn't. They didn't. So so everyone is telling you, basically everybody, it's so interesting, guys. It's like the extremes, right? The far left, it's saying like there's 15% that love Bernie and there's 15% that love Trump. Everybody else, in other words, 70% of the voting bloc is going to go with Biden. Even people who normally vote for Republican, even people who may even pick Republican senators, some of them, they will go Biden because and I guess I'm talking about the final vote, but what about the primary? Yeah, I think they're saying, oh guys, so funny. How people were so afraid that like some states, the Republicans are trying to get people to vote for Bernie, right? To get some of their people to go and register and vote for Bernie. But as you know, the numbers, it's a very small number of people they're able to convince to do that. And so, but the reality is there's a lot of Republicans that go vote for Biden. They're like, no, 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 no. People are desperate, guys, seriously. And it's saying, especially the women. It's like the suburban women hate Bernie no matter what, like do not want Bernie because they're like, I'm just tired of my kids and everything like that. Like really, guys, we do not want another yelling man to be. They don't want it. They don't want a yelling guy. This is like a normal person. At least it's normal. That's it. Why? And guys, this is what I don't understand. Like this is, I've told you before, why all those people are like, what is the policy on this? The policy. What is the? Do you know? At least they want Medicare for all. They want like, and it's like, but no, you know what? They might like this or that in theory, but what they really don't want is yelling. Because they're saying, think about it. The quality, everything has become so toxic, all of this yelling, that people are willing to say, okay, it's not like if the package is like this, if the price of getting some like, oh, is this so great? No, it's not so great because dealing with this guy for 4 years, another guy like this, nobody wants it. Like really. So in the end, yes, it benefits. Okay, the benefits. His calm personality is really welcome. Okay, so that's it. I think, in other words, I was just wanting to say is that the places where Trump planned to have a lot of Republicans vote for Bernie, there's going to be a lot more actual Republicans, never Trumpers, whatever you call it, who are going to go in and vote for Biden. They're like, no, we're gonna sit here. I'm gonna go for the guy. They don't want it. They just like, seriously, guys. People are upset. Even people that are not like us, who are more vocal. There's a lot of people like hidden who are like, no, yeah, they don't say, like they run in like conservative circles, but they don't say, and they're gonna go. They're like, no matter what, I'm gonna go for Biden. I just can't. I can't take it. I hate it. I hate it. So that's it. Everything is conspiring to elect Biden. Okay. So yes. So okay. So but what are okay? Another question: will the people, let's say, the shade? I'm not saying that obviously every Bernie person is like crazy, but there's all these weird, crazy people, both in Trump and Bernie's campaign, whatever. Okay, so like, are they gonna try to do something crazy? Are they gonna try to hack? What are they gonna do? Are they gonna try to do like that, guys? They're like, yeah, they're gonna be trolling, but like I said, without the Russians, they don't do it. Without the Russians, no, they don't do it. No. Without the Russians, no, they don't do it. That's it. They're just not smart enough. They're not smart enough. They're like, it's the billionaires. You know what I mean? Like, like, okay, so seriously, it's like you tell them something like, hey, they have a problem. It's the billionaires. It's the billionaires. It's George Soros. Whatever. Like, you know what I mean? Because if seriously you try to get them to do something, oh, it's the billionaires. Like, it's not me. I didn't create the problem. I don't, they don't do anything. Just point fingers. Okay, seriously. So, so do I think they're gonna do? No, they're just not smart enough. We talk about the Bernie side and the GOP side. Is like, those people, guys. Let's get real. All the Trump loyalists, how smart are they? Not very, not smart. They're not smart. Think about it. If it wasn't for pay to play, there would be no election hacking. Seriously, think about it. No, really. Do you think a person's like, oh, I'm so passionate about Trump, I'm gonna go hack? It's complicated, and it demands a kind of like, you have to do it every day. You have to come back. It's very technical. No, those people don't. No, no, no. So no, not so good. Didn't work this time. Not to work so good this time. No, not to work. No. Yeah, yeah. Exactly. Exactly, guys. So they're saying, like, in the way they're saying, and the boy is like here, sitting here, is like, Rose, give credit to Putin. He did it. He's good at propaganda. He was KGB officer. KGB has the department of propaganda. They have. They have a department of propaganda. They're very good. They learn it. Okay, so this is true. They are very good. They create. This is right, guys. They were trained. I give credit for them. Like, really, we give credit to them because they are the masters of this. Okay, they are. They really are. Okay. So yeah, so I think they may, that's what I think. Okay. So okay. Okay, so yeah. So, so that's what I think. Okay. So now, and I think Audrey, this is interesting. Audrey's saying over 1 million people didn't show up 2016 to vote. And what I'm understanding here, remember, guys, I told you that there's a lot of people who feel guilty. They feel guilty that they either they voted for Trump or they didn't. And those people feel guilty. They're going to show up, the ones that didn't, and there are going to be more people who voted for Trump who go so guilty. They feel terrible. They're going to do everything to try to, like, get the guy out. Okay. So that's okay. So just quick question. I know this, I asked this from time to time. So what happens to the so what happens to the Fox News? Okay, are they going to change the conversation? What are they going to do if Russia turns against Trump? They're going to start mocking Trump. They're saying they're going to take there's like, if this is going to continue for a little while, this stock market ups and downs, they may stabilize for a bit. Okay. So interesting. So then it's saying, yeah, so they may just say that, start telling the truth about Trump. Okay. Okay. So next. Okay. Okay. So just, okay. So what happened now? This is, oh my God, this is a tough question. So, okay, I think I answered the questions, right? So what about, okay, so tell me about the Russia's oil economy. Just to confirm, so what's the end of Russia? Like, yeah, they're gonna close, they're gonna lose the market share, and they're gonna be in real trouble. They're gonna have to retreat. That's right. Okay. Okay. Now, I talked about Russia oil problems, election difference. Yes. Italy, now guys, you just see Italy is closed. The entire country is under quarantine. Do you see this? I know, I forgot which one of you wanted to go to Italy, but Italy is closed. Okay, did you see? Italy is closed. The entire country. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? This is very serious. Okay. Oh my God. Okay, so wow. So what's happening? So it's staying, guys, this is very interesting because it's staying here. This is just brings up a really wonderful spirit of collaboration. Like, really, collaboration. Did you get the ticket, Joanne, for Italy? Okay, yeah. Okay, so yeah, I think, you know what? Okay, I think I feel like, I don't, like I said, it's not that I want to be like super optimistic. I just feel like early some, it's gonna. I think, what, they're doing the best thing. You know why? Because it's better to do this now, and I think they actually were thinking about it. Their high season is in the summer for foreign and local tourists. Okay, they have the thing, the Ferragosto, right? In August they close for their, there's tourism and everything. So they're doing this now, enables them to control any, you know what I mean? They could control the spread of things. Okay, so they're it's actually the best thing they could do is to do this now, and hopefully in about, okay, right? So that's right. They were Italy from Iowa. They're staying home. Okay, so yes, that makes sense. Okay, so okay. I think, but guys, it's telling me 2.5 months. Okay, so it's a long time until, what it is. It's like until they can, because what it is. They have to get through the cases. They have to check everybody. They have to test everybody. They have to do a lot of things. So so it may take a few months, okay, for the whole thing to normal. It's not, okay, how do I say this? Okay, so this is it. This is it. Okay, so, but this is okay. Oh my God, oh my God, Eva, my son went mountaineering in Italy on Friday. Was due back to UK tomorrow. Is he coming back? Was due back, or is due back? I hope he coming. Coming. Oh my God. Wow. See? Oh my God, that's right. Because it's saying, the thing is, guys, this reminds me of something. Oh my God. So let's see, what's your, okay, Eva's son. Well, how is he doing? Eva's son. Is he near Trieste or something? Is he near Trieste? I don't know. Okay. Mountain. I don't know if this is where he is going, but do you know where he is? I don't know. Trieste, do you know where around he is? Trieste is sort of like closer to Switzerland. Is that, yeah. You don't, okay. Do you know if he's in the north of Italy? Okay, he probably is, right? He's probably is in the north, I would think. Okay, mountain, right? Probably close to the Alps, right? Close to the Alps, I think. Mm. Yeah, because okay, this is the thing. This is what I feel like. Okay, I would try to get in touch with him. I don't know. Maybe it's okay. But what I feel, okay, you know what I feel? I think it's gonna be okay, yes. But what I feel like is that he is, and this is like a um location, okay? This is because Trieste. So this is the tough part. That supposedly, like, I think Milano closed. Okay, like, think about it. It's the very important city in the north. Okay, and towards, if you go to just up here is where Switzerland is. It's like a boot. Okay, and towards upper here. Okay, here it's like the north. This is what I'm talking about. The north, the northeast. Okay, of Italy, going up like this is Switzerland. So I feel like he's close to Switzerland somehow, and he should leave the country through Switzerland, because Europe is relatively small. So if you can go to, I don't, you know what I mean? He can go up like this, through, either the top, like, how, like, up, when you go up towards the Alps, there's regions that are closed, like, Geneva, okay, Geneva, okay, Geneva, right? I feel like maybe there's a chance he could leave through, flight, because what I feel like, and I think he's going to do it. He may have been counseled to do something like this, that they're telling him to go, instead of going to Milano or something, they could leave through Switzerland, maybe. Okay. I think it's going to be okay. So, but okay, so because that's what I remember. They were saying that they think the Lombard, these regions of Italy where this stuff is concentrated is in the north. And the thing about the north of Italy, that's where all the commerce and all the industry is. Okay, so that's what's tough. But I feel like it's best to leave through, if it takes train, try to go, because goes up like this. If it's mountaineers, probably in the north, because that's where the Alps are. Okay, and okay. So you know what I mean? So that, but Lombardia, that's where some of it is. So let's see how, you know what I mean? I don't know. I think it's gonna be okay, because I saw him in the Field of Flowers. But the Field of Flowers, that was just like, what is that movie? Deer, a female deer. The Sound of Music, right? It's Switzerland, isn't it? So because I saw that field and I was like, oh, the mountaineer is like the field, but it's like when Italy turns into Switzerland. Okay. So, but he's going to be okay. But like I said, I feel like they're going to try to leave, through a smaller, okay, Austria. But there's like this, the Alps, though. The Alps. That's right. But it's the Alps. That's what I mean. Dear, oh dear, a female deer. Okay, so let's see here. Okay. Go look at. Okay, so let's see if I could see here. That's right. Okay, that's right. Italian Alps. That's right. It's like all around Switzerland, everywhere. Okay, here. There's actually a big border here. And then that's right, Torino. That's right. I think, you know what? Oh, that's right. You know, there's a bigger city in France. There's Turin. That's right, Turin. I think your son is the upper. Let's see here. Let's see. I'll send picture forever. I don't know. I can post it, but but it's basically. I think he's in Torino. Where is this road? Let's see here. The road of here. What is the name of the street here? Okay, tell it the road for him. Road. I think that's right. I think he's up there. Okay. Sestriere. Tell me the name of the city where he is. Okay. Tell me the city he is. But that's what I think. I think it's close to this. Okay, to Torino. Okay, up near and the French part of Switzerland. Okay. Okay. So. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Trieste. Yeah. No. Yeah. Okay. All right. So okay. So now. Okay. So I think it's gonna be okay. But okay. So this is. I think it's good what they're doing. That Italy is doing. Okay. Okay. So this is the thing, guys. So the country shut down to everybody. It's not just. I don't think there's a nationality thing. Okay. Now, I have to tell you something. Joanne said, I hope Americans are not shut down. So this is a hot news here. Informations. This is like I talked to Bella. She's in Israel, and she said that this is amazing, guys. Okay, Israel. Okay, this is amazing. So she said that in the news they're talking about this in Israel. That Mike Pence, that Israel. Israel is a small country. They have a very good health system that is free, right? So they are telling her it's being discussed on the news there in Israel that they are very afraid about the US because of the bad health system that we have, because people are like, people have to pay to go to the doctor. So nobody wants to go to the doctor, right? So you don't know really who has it because people have to pay for the tests. And because Israel's a small country and, all these kinds of things, they wanted to ban Americans. They were going to ban Americans. Okay. Because the reason why I brought it up with her is because I saw on the news, it said, oh, Israel, did you see every traveler who enters Israel has to be in quarantine for 14 days from abroad. So I was like, oh, she said, no, Rosie, that's not what happened. What happens is that they told Mike Pence, and he's like, no, don't do it. It's going to make us look bad. So then Israel, because of Netanyahu, they had to ban everybody. Instead, they only wanted to ban Americans and people from like China, Italy, or something like that. Okay. So very good. Very good. Okay. Okay, so don't get okay. Cynthia's 3,000. I don't know. Don't worry about it. Okay, guys, don't worry. Don't get too worried. Okay, about how much. Okay, don't stop. Okay, I love you, Cynthia. I'm gonna delete it because I don't want any like rumors. We don't know this. Okay, I think I love you, Cynthia. No, it's just because I don't want any. Because you know what happens in the comment section? People say something, it becomes spreads like a rumor. I think this is maybe we don't know. Okay, I think New York, they may make it free. They're trying to make it free. Okay, so if you say, oh, it's 3,000, if it begins to spread, I don't know. Okay, as you know, I'm glad you're not. Don't get offended, but it's just like we don't really know. Okay, okay, guys. Okay, let's. Okay, no, again, like. Let me try to focus. Okay, you could watch. Okay, so, but I don't want it. Like I said, don't focus on the fearful. You know what I mean? No, not you, Cynthia. Like I said, don't worry about it. I just don't want it to be like, oh my God, it's $3,000. I heard, that's what happens. So unless you have an article that states something that is factual, we don't want it to be, you know what I mean? Like that's because the last thing I want is to prevent people from wanting to get tested. Okay. Or like some rumor that is essentially, I don't think this is may even be true. I don't know. But what I'm saying is that let's wait. Okay, I think the move is that the government is going to make it free for people to get tested. Okay, so in other words, but what I'm saying here, okay, let me just put it aside here, just going back to Israel. So Israel, because of our health system, because you will have to pay to get tested and all that, like they're saying that they think the situation in the US is going to be really bad. They're worried, they're very worried, and so they're going to ban travel from the US because the US is a country, true, where it has spread. And of course then Mike Pence is like, don't do it for us, don't say, because how ironic that the Pence and Trump try to ban people, like innocent people from some random countries, ban them from traveling. Now Americans are banned. I think it's fair. Honestly, I think I'm happy for it. Okay, I'm sorry, but You know what I mean? I'm saying, like, seriously, it should happen. People should be like, oh, because that would be amazing. Like, imagine how that would be amazing for election. Okay, oh, I did not have one. What have one? Oh, but instead, this is what she said. She says on the news there. Okay, okay, okay. So but I'm sorry, guys. I don't think we have them right now. We can't be pointing. We can't say that we're not that great either. They say, oh, Iran is terrible. But look at us. Look at us. Like, we're terrible too. Okay, like right now. Okay, yeah. So okay. So on the other thing, oh, that's right. Okay, I wanted to say Bella said Bella's daughter is a doctor in Israel, and she has a lot. Okay. Oh my God. Okay, guys. This is the thing. The Russia. Okay, so apparently there's some propaganda saying that Russia doesn't have the virus. It's already there. Okay, so like, oh my God, just do research. Like, when I don't know, it's gonna affect Russia, but I put it aside. Okay, let me just try to focus. I want to focus. I'm not gonna look because I can't. I don't want to get focused. Okay, so sorry. Like, like I said, you can look up. There's some information you can look up on newspapers and say is like the spread of the virus. You know what I mean? Like, okay, let me just focus here because otherwise I get distracted and then I don't know what I'm doing. Okay. So going back here. So one of the things that Bella was saying, okay, is that her daughter said that young people, that's right, Audrey is correct. Young people shouldn't worry too much because they can fight it. Their immune system is strong enough to fight it as it comes in, if it comes in, okay? So it's not too much to worry, there's not a lot to worry. But what I'm saying is that the situation in the US is serious because, like I said, it's true that we don't have a very strong health system that is free for something like this. Okay, so but it's eventually, I think it's gonna happen. It's gonna be okay, whatever. So this is it. Now Cynthia asked, what about Russia? Like I said, guys, all countries have it. Okay, all countries have it, and so but it's not. I don't. How do I say this? I think I need to focus on the issues. It's not relevant what's going to happen. Like I said, I already talked about Russia. I already said it was going to happen connected to the oil crisis. Put it aside, okay? Like, I don't want to, because you know what I mean? Like, I need to focus and I don't want to ask everything about Russia. Like, okay? Sorry, like, I need to focus here and I get nervous because I need to know, okay? Okay, so, okay. That's right, guys, exactly, Yeah, I know Iran has been hit hard, but it's like, we know that. But the thing, that's what I'm saying. We have to now start looking at us because we're gonna, you know what I mean? Like, because we're saying, oh, poor Iran, poor us. Because, like, this is I'm not saying, that, like I said, I want you guys to get scared, but really we have to look at us and have to, like, look at our own cities and what the plans that if anything, guys, when you get nervous, try to research information on your local health governments, because what I've said was before, in the US, what's going to happen is a state by state cases. Okay, so like, you can't look to the federal government necessarily at this point to find out what's going to happen. You have to look at your state governor, look at the governor's office of your state. Okay, so local governments, that's it. Okay, so this is it now. Okay, so let me actually ask about Joanne. Okay, is Joanne gonna go to Italy? Is it okay for her to go to Italy in June? What she should do about it? I just think it's gonna be really empty. Okay, I think the tourism industry, like, people are gonna, even this is the thing, guys, as with most things, even if it's solved, even if, like, there's no more cases, it's over, there's still people gonna be scared still, and they're gonna be afraid to go. Okay, so I don't know. I think it's, see what happens. Okay, see what happens. I think I don't know how much deposit you gave, but see what happens. Talk to your friends. I don't know how you're going to decide to do it, but I would wait a little bit because I see that the tourism slowly returns. Okay, slowly returns. Okay, slowly returns. Okay, so okay, okay, yeah. No, I think I was gonna say, Eva, I think your son is okay. So your son is okay. I think he's in the chalet. I saw seeing him. Chalet style. I think, I don't know. That means Switzerland usually when I think of chalet. Okay. Yeah. Good. Yeah. Yeah. So okay. But wait. Okay. This may take longer. That's what I'm saying. Okay. Will they have a public Democratic convention? Good question. Yeah, it's saying, guys, it's interesting. What I see here is interesting. It's almost like a like a stick right in the middle of the summer, like mid-July. That's when things turn for good. Like when it's like, okay, it's safe to go out again to do things. But until then, okay. I don't know, gets out of scrapes. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. Oh, difficult situations. Why is that what it is? Okay. So anyway, so I think he's a charming young man. Okay, he's okay. Okay. So will they have a public Democratic convention? I go back here. So it's saying that once it crosses the threshold of mid-July, then things. But you know what? The thing is that because but still, you know what it is, guys. That you know what it is. I was gonna say. What happens is that you know how sometimes they cancel things in advance. Okay. And Eva, feel free to contact me. Send me an email if you know. I'll do conversations. Okay, we can talk. Like I could call you and stuff, to check if if you don't hear from him. I think you're gonna hear from him on Facebook. Did you say you have a conversation with him on Facebook? I think, but he's gonna be okay. Gonna get in touch, and he's more like sometimes he forgets to call you. I think, and he's like, and then he's like, "Oh, mom, why are you so worried about me, mom? I'm doing great." Okay, so anyway, so so like okay. All right. So next, okay. So then we're going back here to the Democratic Convention. So, but still, you know what I'm saying, guys? Like I was saying, like sometimes they cancel events in advance. You know what I mean? They do. So okay. So I don't know, but whatever. WhatsApp. You know what I mean? WhatsApp still is a Facebook company. Maybe WhatsApp. Okay. But anyway, so I was gonna go back here. So even okay. So public. Okay. What is the difference between? Is it gonna be public? Okay. I'm trying to think here. Okay. Public. Okay. Indivisible, what is the difference? Because what are the how many options do we have? Public Democratic Convention, private, or nothing? Is that what it is? Okay, so tell me about the Democratic Convention. Oh my God. Okay, so you know what I think? This is what I think. Okay, it's so funny because I see Bernie. Okay, I see Bernie. Okay, like guys. Okay, are you familiar with the cartoon Mr. Magoo? I love Mr. Magoo. By the way, do you know this cartoon, Mr. Magoo? I love Mr. Magoo. He was like this guy who was basically, it's not that Bernie is blind, but he was like, he would always get lost and he was always very happy. But Bernie is like the different, he is a different version of Mr. Magoo. I love Mr. Magoo, okay? But he's just like an angry version of Mr. Magoo. So then he's like, he goes, what is so interesting? This is the scene, guys. This is so funny. Is the scene I told you about. Remember how I said, I've always been saying this, that it's during the convention, the people that trample on others get trampled, okay? So I see Bernie like very angry at the convention, trying to like get people to the protesters. He wanted to bring these protesters, almost like hecklers. I don't know how to explain it. I feel like hecklers were like, there was like, because I see this dark shadow of the people they were expecting, okay? So the hecklers, okay, hecklers, is that right? There's hecklers or something. Okay, I don't know, guys. I honestly I don't know how these things work, but I feel like there was. It's almost as if people could almost like a theater. What I'm saying is like is like this event. Is that what do you? Okay, tell me because I don't know, to be honest. These conventions, do people come in? Like, can people come in who are not going to vote? This is because I see this is what I see, almost like a debate where there's people like who are not voting, or there's just something here. There's like a mess, and he wanted to bring in these people that are not invited, or they were like not, you couldn't, there was some sort of spectacle that was planned, okay? There was that right? Yeah, is that right? Yeah, this is what I think he wants to do. This like not even a protest, like almost like, how do you call it, like honestly to me, guys, it's like intervention. No, it's close to the public, only delegates. Yeah, because I see that there's like he wants to do some sort of protest, but the people are not there, okay? And there's no camera because that's right. I think, but wait, But you told me the public, okay, the indivisible. Now I'm confused. You said, you asked me, will there be a public Democratic convention? But now you're telling me that it's close to the public. So what is it? I don't understand. So anyway, so what I'm saying to you is that there's going to be greater security, okay? Greater security of this, and there's going to be less people. Okay, like I said, I think last time there was a mess, right? From what I'm seeing here, that he wanted to bring these people. That honestly, I don't think that they're all okay. Okay, I don't think they're all that they were all invited. Okay. Oh, interesting. Televised. Okay. 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 So it's invisible. Okay. So this is the thing. You should. Okay. Close to the general public, but okay. So. Okay, you know what? Starting to this is complicated. You have to tell me things in full sentences that are very clear to me because now I'm so completely confused. This is the thing. I feel like, is it televised? I don't know that it is. Like I was saying, I think it's gonna be the people who make the decisions. Not there's if it is in a theater. I don't think you can buy. Is it gonna be a theater? I know. I don't think there will be. Okay. I don't know. I just feel like this is not gonna be okay. Because I don't know. Let me just look it up. I'm confused myself. Okay. So in other words, if you I'm confused. What was the question? You ask me, what does it mean be open to the public? A public convention. What is it? Like, what is the difference between a public convention and a not a public convention? I'm confused because this is what I saw. I saw that that basically I think Bernie was expecting to be an audience, and there's not going to be an audience the same way that he thought last time. Okay, so but like I said, I don't know. Okay, this is the thing. Okay, so okay. 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 So, oh, I see where you now I understand. Okay. So what you're asking is that they're going to be there in person, like a convention or so, or there's not going to, okay, I get it. Okay. So I think there will be a convention. Okay. Yeah. I think people will gather in together connected. Yes. But the numbers are going to be reduced. Okay. Because I looked up here as you were looking, I saw that there was like, they say even 50,000 people can attend, but that there's all guest passes. There's ways. I think they're going to tighten up the security. Okay, because I think, to be honest, I think Bernie is going to plan some sort of event. Okay, how do you call it? Okay, he was planning some sort of like, I don't see. It's not correct to say a demonstration, but they're gonna try. You know how? Okay, this is bad. Okay, so it's like, how there was one thing with Bernie, the women went on stage and they removed their T-shirts or something. Okay, something like that. So that kind of thing, like, oh, look, the DNC, this rigged. This is a rigged convention. It's been a rigged convention. Billionaires have taken over the convention. Billionaires are taking over the convention. The corporate Democrats don't want the people to win. They rigged the convention. That's what I'm saying. They rigged the convention. So, so they knew, okay, this is the thing. You know, they rigged the convention. So, so So I think it is not gonna work because it depends. Like I was saying, guys, but I think by the time this happens, I could be wrong, okay, but by the time this happens, I think there's gonna be more investigations, okay? Seriously. More investigations, okay? Like in other words, how do I say this? It's like the people, guys, let's get real. I do always believe that there's some people connected to Burn that are kind of like a, how do you call it? Like a mob. Not a mob, but they're like agitators. I don't know. They're professional agitators trying to turn things to make people scared and stuff like that. But then the law enforcement onto them. Okay. You know what I mean? So like, so if they, in other words, I think if they try to do something, because you know what it is, guys, I think, you know, exactly, it's staging a protest. But you know what I see here also, that by the time the election comes, there's the truth about Bernie. More stuff is going to come out that's going to make people upset. Okay, like, and so they're not gonna. I think at some point it seemed genuine. I think a lot of people believe that Bernie was a genuine person. Okay, he's genuine or whatever, but more and more people is going to start realizing that he just wants to destroy. No, more than sour grapes, like a organized like agitation, okay, like he, the Russian style stuff, okay. So exactly, so I think now they caught on to them, and it's not gonna work as well, okay. So in other words, yes, is it gonna be? I think so. By the time, sorry I went around because I didn't really understand the question. Okay, so next time, like I said, please make the question kind of clear so that I understand. Now somebody asked about Olympics. Okay, where's the Olympics? Is it Japan, guys? Where do you know where the Olympics is? Do you know Olympics? So somebody asked, okay, so what's gonna happen at the Olympics? Okay, is it Japan? Let's see here, Tokyo. Oh my God, is that right? Okay. Oh yeah, that's right. I have to be invited. Yeah, yeah. So Tokyo. Okay, so guys, it's telling me, okay, this is not, as you know, I don't have my feelings. I don't walk on eggshells. Okay, but just want to say this, like, close my eyes. It's telling me that somebody's interviewing, I see like an interview of like during the convention. It's like, so how do you feel, Mr. I think it's the guy Rokon. I don't know if it's true. So one of Bernie's surrogates were arrested for collaborating with a foreign power. How do you feel about that? Hmm? Like, because if this is true, okay, there's a lot that needs to happen. If Trump leaves, then there's arrest, whatever. They're going to be accelerating the people that they were already looking into, that were talking to our house. So if this is true, then if this is a lot of ifs, okay. So it's possible, if you know what I mean, they will accelerate people who are involved in the mess with Russia stuff, trying to organize. It's not so good. So good, okay. So this is it. So that's, by the time this happens, it could, the stuff could come out. Now, Tokyo, so Olympics. It says, I see officials looking at a watch, seeing they're going to wait. They're just going to wait. Okay. So, because the problem, guys, the Olympic stuff is so much investment, so much money, and so much. Okay. So what I think is going to happen, okay, is that, Japanese people are very organized. Okay. They're very good. I don't think they're going to cancel, no, but if anything, they're going to make an extremely secure way to test people, to, like, it's going to be almost like a secure, like CIA training kind of thing. I don't know, like some sort of secure facility, very secure, because they're thinking, you know what, we can't, how do you call it? We can't, they feel like if they had to give up on this, it's huge. It's billions and billions of dollars. And it's not just that, it's all the people that are training for it, so they feel like they don't want to. I think their heart is like, no. So tell me, somebody who, I don't know, someone tells me here what's going to happen. So tell me a famous athlete that passed away. Say Muhammad Ali. I don't know. I think it's, you know, because I got this image of Muhammad Ali, and he's like, you know, his boxing gloves. Yeah, I'm gonna fight, and then he's like, "Welcome everybody to the Olympics." So I think it's gonna be okay. You know, I mean, I don't know, guys. That's what I feel like. And if anything, they might post. If they do postpone, they could be, you know, weeks or something, but not forever. Okay. So my sense is no, not yet, not yet. Okay, but it's, you know, like I said, they're waiting to see. They're gonna wait and see. Okay. So, but I'm glad if, you know, I'm very glad it's, you know, because like, not to say I'm Brazilian, but if it was Brazil, it'd be like, not sure. Okay, but because it's Japan, okay, it's organized. Okay. Okay. So next, okay. So, oh wait, next here. Okay. Okay. Let's see if there's more questions. Okay. So, okay, guys, quickly here. Can you believe I'm slow? I'm worried. I've talked too much. Okay. So, sorry. Okay. Oh, guys, let's I'll do this. This is what I need to know. What happens to Texas, okay, Oklahoma, and this is going to affect the election, okay? This is, you know, maybe did I ask this? Let me ask this very important question. How is this whole situation of the stock market going to affect the Trump election or the or the GOP election? Because and look, let me look at Texas and Oklahoma, these two states, and what's going to happen in these two states, and then how that's going to affect Trump's election. And also, just quickly, Matt Gaetz, did you see, guys? Very good. Did you see the guy who wore the joke mask? Now he's self-quarantine, okay? Self-quarantine. Yeah, self-quarantine. Good for you. So what's happening to him? No, I don't think he's gonna get sick, no, but I think he may have been exposed, so yes. I don't know, I don't know, guys. This guy, I don't know. But there may, like I said, there may be a few people who are infected, okay? Okay. So, okay. Okay. So now, okay. Now I want to know, okay, so now this is the thing I want to know. So what about, how is this, now changing the subject a little bit. How is this going to affect, how is the stock market situation especially going to affect Texas, the places that have the fracking thing? And how is this going to then affect Trump's and the Republicans' reelection? Yeah, I'll second here, okay. Okay, fine. Okay. So. You know, I feel like this becomes an opportunity, okay? I feel like regardless, I'm not looking at states, but I see these women candidates like, you know, this very like down to earth women running, because I think I see fingers pointing at them. They know if they are involved in this, um, they're involved in this is good. They're going to have to pay. Now, let me ask now specifically, what about Texas? Because of the oil industry in Texas and all of the changes there. Okay, so what is happening, guys? I don't know. When is Ted Cruz's? Oh, he was, that's right, 218. Because I see Beto campaigning, okay? Campaigning, okay? Something like that. He's campaigning there, okay? So I think let's flip. He's going to campaign, of course, for Biden, and I think that if there's somebody else in the ticket, they could win, okay? However, because okay, so what happens in Texas? This company's shell comp. Guys, it wasn't Enron in Texas, was it? Was Enron the Texan company? I think it was. It was energy. It was energy, but it was how, right? Houston's, all right. So it's gonna be, guys, I'm for to say this. Like I said, Paisley, you know, I think you're from the area. I talked about this at the beginning. The relationship between the credit markets and that. Okay. 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 Bye guys. Bye. Okay. So downtown, yeah. Because I see that there's like these empty buildings. the same way that they were saying to the companies that, you know, how it's like smaller Enrons, okay, in the sense that the companies themselves didn't work, but how do I say this? Yeah, the companies themselves didn't work. And so there's like these empty shell, like it's not a shell company, but it's sort of like, I heard this term on CNBC today. It was called zombie companies, that they're just existing there, but they're not really making money. So the places that they took money. Okay, so but what happens to the people there? Yeah, there is some sort of depression, but what about political changes and so forth? Yeah, guys, you know, is the dawn? The dawn, is that whatever the right? The dawn of a new way. I don't know. There's a change. Okay, first they're gonna have to. I feel like this culture of oil, not so much the oil, but the fracking especially. Okay, it continues, but it's like because it was like this. How do you call it? Frenzy. It was like a frenzy. And then there's the hangover. Hangover. That's what it feels like. The hangover feeling. Okay. So what are they gonna do? Are they gonna go? Are they gonna go blue, or what's gonna happen? It's saying that I think some people could go to jail, hopefully. Okay, connected to all. Oh my God, so many scandals are gonna happen. Okay, marketing. That's right. You know, guys, there's some. Okay, this is this. They're saying that there's something about these companies that weren't really legitimate businesses, that they took the advantage of the fact that they weren't making money, buying and selling companies, but are never really making a real money out of the actual like business. You know, the oil business. It was just like a kind of facade companies. Okay, didn't have a lot of employees. It was just like they were saying that that's what he's saying now. That's what I'm saying now. Okay, that's what it shows, that these companies are like this. Okay, and that right now there's a lot of like it's just fake. The companies are fake, so the fake companies. Okay, and so, but you know, it's telling me also, it's kind of interesting. It's saying that these are much small, because for example, if it was an Exxon or I forgot the other, there's two big oil companies. I forgot the other one, the name. But though a lot of people work for the bigger companies, let's say the smaller companies are truly much smaller. Okay. And that in some ways, if they, you know, there's the people that work, most of the people, because, you know, no, it's not really a shell company. Is a company. It's a little complicated to explain. Okay. They just, yeah, maybe, I don't know. Anyway, so you know what I'm talking about. Like they're fake companies in a way. I mean, they are sort of superficially an oil company, but they don't really have a business going. Okay. Yeah. I feel like they're saying that the majority of people over there work for the bigger companies. Okay. There's, of course, a lot of people in the oil business, and then they will be kind of okay. It's just that there's a fraction of it. Okay. That is not the entire thing. No, it's not going to go the entire thing. No, is going to be a smaller fraction of fraudster types. Okay, that is saying. So so in a way, it makes me feel bad actually, because I was so worried. I was like, oh my God. They said on the thing, they said 6.5 million people work in oil in the U.S. Can you imagine? Like, what if like 6.5 million people have jobs? And it's a lot of people. So it's saying, it's like, but it could be, you know, people could be laid off. You know, it's like a downturn in the business. Okay, okay, and I think it's just gonna be a reckoning of the people, of the politicians that made it, that allowed it to happen. And guys, I think, you know what, oh, that's right, I'm remembering, the Rachel Maddow's book. Rachel Maddow's book was very good. It talked about how, I think it was North Dakota, how in contrast to Kentucky, I'm sorry, to Oklahoma, North Dakota people really put money into education and everything like that. So I think it's not going to be as bad as I thought it was going to be. Okay, thank God. Okay, so somebody asked, is fracking going to be banned? Say yes. Yes, because, you know, it's worthless. It's saying it's worthless. Like you don't make enough money to justify it even. Okay, so it's going to be associated with the Trump era and everything, they said. Okay, so okay, guys, are we done? I mean, I feel like I talk a lot. Did I get so distracted? Oh my God, so much to talk about. But I think I covered it. Okay, right? I covered it. Okay, so what's next? Okay, so just last thing, what is going to happen this week in terms of the stock market? How's it going to go? It's going to go down. It's gonna be humiliating for Trump. Good, good for him. Good for. Oh, tomorrow, guys, I didn't talk about tomorrow. The primaries. Last thing. Okay, oh my God, 2 hours. Okay, so primaries, just quickly. Michigan. Michigan. Yeah, I think, guys, tomorrow's gonna be a good day. If you're like Biden's gonna be a good day tomorrow, because it's saying that I see him going up, and then Bernie like this. The corporate Democrats, they went after me. They got together because they want to shut the people down. Corporate Democrat, seriously, I think well, how's Bernie gonna do? Is he gonna win? Is Bernie? Oh, Bernie! The corporate Democrats! Corporate Democrats? Oh my God. Go get the Democrats, dude. Corporate, it's their fault. Oh, oh my God, is he gonna leave? Somebody leaving. Oh, sad. I don't know, Mark. No, I'm not gonna. I don't think he's in the level of Trump. Sad for him, but he's heartbroken. He has to. I have to go. He may have to go. I feel sad for him. Sad for him. But see, the something unexpected coming. He has to go. He's heartbroken. But guys, he had a heart problem. Remember, it could also be that the heart problem. Seriously, I don't want. Okay, so. Wow, this could be hacking. Okay, so clarity about hacking and fights. So we could find out more information about it. More information. Okay, so. Uh-oh. Biden has gone. Biden has gone. Desperate. Desperate. That's right. He's desperate. I feel bad. I really do. Okay, but. Wow, yeah. So this is interesting. I feel like, guys, they're desperate. Okay, they may try to do crazy things. I also feel like, there's a woman. I think he's waiting for Elizabeth. He's waiting for Liz. Liz is not voting for me. Is Liz gonna go with Bernie? Is she gonna go with Bernie? No, this looks to me like the other one. Yeah. Oh, interesting. This is the bullying card. She's like, I like him. He's not bullying me. No. Oh, I was disappointed. I like that this guy is a balanced. This is exactly Biden. Okay, he's like a balanced, emotional person. I chose him because he was not bullying me. I was disappointed at the bullying. I don't like it. It affected my decision indeed. Oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. Problem. Long time problem. Interesting. She's gonna go. Oh, surprise. Negative surprise for Barney. Sick. Interesting. This is sick. Could be also sickness. I hope she's okay. Upsetting. So yeah, I kind of feel, guys, seriously, I feel bad. I really do. So exposed, so I think in the end, maybe I feel for him. Okay, I guess, you know what, Warren. Okay, Warren, guys, so what happens is a full super moon tonight. What happens tonight? Guys, the moon is saying, I'm gonna show everything. I'm gonna show everything. Oh yeah, get ready. Get ready. Truth's coming out. So, okay. So this is it. Okay. So I think, could be crazy. I think, like I said, I still think they could try to do crazy things. Okay. But ultimately things look very good for Biden. And I think it may force Bernie to go. I feel like almost. Possibly because he's sick. I think he could, like I said, guys, I think he has a heart problem. Because did you see the heart thing? The heart cards? I don't think it's just heartbreak. It could be really that his heart is already not, guys, do you remember I had a vision that saw him leaving before the convention? I saw it. Okay. I think he may leave. So, okay. Okay, but talk about, guys, I should go because 2 hours, I should be careful to not go 2 hours like this. Okay. 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 So I'm gonna go. So see you Wednesday. Okay, guys. Oh my God, tomorrow. I don't know. I have something tomorrow, but I'll figure it out. Okay. Okay. Or maybe later or something like that. Okay. Okay. See you later, alligator. Sorry, I feel like I have to be careful. I have to make it like shorter. Okay. Okay. So talk to you soon. Okay. Okay.